this computer.
Are you going to mute everyone's mics?
I'm doing that right now. Mute all? Yes. Yeah. Did I mute you too? Unmute you. There you go. You're unmuted. All right, everybody. Thank you for coming. I know it is Thursday. I hope you guys have had a great week. You are here for the Warrior Leadership Training, and we have just some amazing stuff going on. A lot of you guys have been with us since the beginning. A lot of you are now joining us, and it's just good to see old faces and new faces, and I'm just glad you guys are here to learn this stuff. And tonight, all right, I am bringing a true woman rock star. I mean, all you ladies have heard a lot of the guys speak, and I was like, you know what, I got to get a real kick butt speaker. I mean, we've had Margene speak, and this lady Dupe is just gonna knock your socks off. She's not only brilliant, she's cute, she's funny, she's smart, she educates kids. She is a business and branding coach, and she's highly sought after because of her curriculum development, and she helps entrepreneurs build profitable online brands and premium curriculum. And she's also a motivational speaker and the founder of Tutors for Tots, Tweens, and Teens, which is an educational company that provides online learning and tutoring services for students K through 12. So this lady knows how to teach, she knows how to educate, and she knows how to keep your attention. Dupe, are you there?
I'm here. Thank you so much, Kent.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. So I am honored to be here tonight. Kent and I, we met, a few months ago at an event? And we've
it's at least 6 months ago.
Yeah. Okay. Gosh, man, time flies.
Yes.
So we definitely met this year, and I appreciate you having me come on. I have a lot of content. So if you guys are driving, be safe. If you guys are somewhere where you can actually write down, I would definitely suggest get a pen and a notepad out, because you definitely want to take some notes. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about branding is king, how to build an online brand. And I'm going to jump right to it. At the end, I will open it up for Q&A, and you guys are more than welcome to ask me any questions. All right. So welcome to tonight's class. And I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a profitable online brand by packaging your knowledge and skills and turning them into profits. So this class is perfect if you have some type of following or community of people that you influence. If you're a speaker, coach, podcaster, trainer, or entrepreneur who is an expert in a field, or if you're looking to start, build, or grow your business by providing massive value to your audience and by solving an immediate pain point. All right. So I want to be able to provide you guys the most value. So if you already have a business or an idea for a business, please let me know in the chat. I don't know if Kent, do you have the chat open that I can see?
Of course.
Okay. So let me see if I can open up the chat. All right, cool. So if you guys can just put what type of business you guys own in the chat, I just want to kind of give an idea. That way I can ensure that the content serves you guys. So if you guys, someone says, yep, eating dinner. Jennifer, is anybody a business owner? Hemp and
Phytomeds.
Phytomeds. I don't know what that is, April, but I'm curious to know what that is. What other businesses do you guys own? Yes, natural remedies. Nice. Okay, awesome. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is tell you guys in the next 60 minutes, you're going to learn my step-by-step process on how you can create a personal online brand that sells, okay? And I know that's a big promise, so I will definitely try to explain everything as detailed as I can. So like I said before, make sure that you guys have a notepad and pen ready, all right? So here's what you guys are going to learn today, all right? Why you see so many entrepreneurs and influencers invest so much of their time into creating an online brand to grow their businesses and following. I'm also going to give you part 1 of my 3 C's framework. It's a methodology that I created, and I've personally used it to create a profitable online brand, and I've seen hundreds of other influencers use similar systems to grow their businesses or following. Plus, I'm going to give you guys my tools and systems as well as softwares that I personally use to automate and monetize my personal brand, and that allows me the flexibility and freedom to create content, speak on stages, and coach. And if you use a similar system, I can assure you that it will allow you the flexibility to live out your dreams as well. I'm also going to show you the behind the scenes of my weekly creative schedule that has allowed me to grow my revenue 3 to 5 times using this model alone. And of course, what I love most is Q&A. All right. So I do tend to talk very fast. So feel free, you guys, to put in the chat if I'm going a little bit too fast for you guys, and I will definitely slow down a little bit. I watched the 3 C's. Awesome stuff. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and dive right in. But before we do, please do me a huge favor and type yes in the chat if you're with me and you are ready to roll. Awesome. Thanks, Kimberly. Thanks, Kent. Awesome, awesome. All right, you guys. So why build an online brand? Some people ask that question. Why build an online brand? So I want to share with you guys a quick story if that is okay. It was around 2015. And I had just finished creating and executive producing my company's web series, The Cookbook. And I was promoting the show and had the opportunity to be interviewed by one of my friends. His name is Chuck Dizzle. He owns Homegrown Radio, and he's also a radio host and media personality for The Real 92.3 LA. So as I was leaving the studio, I was getting in the car with my co-host at the time and business partner, and my partner turned to me and he said, Dupe, you need to start your motivational speaking career now. And to be honest, I thought that he was crazy because I've always known that I wanted to be a speaker, but I didn't know the how. And also, I just launched a new show, so I wasn't ready to start a new venture. So 2 weeks go by, and then my co-host, she texted me and she said, Dupe, there's this new app called Periscope, and you would love it. She urged me to get on, and again, wasn't in the right mindset, so I ignored her message. Well, my co-host was definitely persistent. So she ended up contacting me again and was like, did you download that app? Did you check it out? And I was just like, don't have time, kind of ignored her. Well, one day I was sitting on my couch, I was bored, and it popped in my head to check out this app, Periscope. So long story short, I downloaded the app. I was amazed by the platform, and I started to live stream. About 3 months later, I had over 6,000 followers and 3 million hearts. So if you were an early adopter like I was on Periscope, you will understand how important the hearts were back then. We were all about the hearts. So in 2016, I attended Periscope Summit, and I was also chosen alongside 5 other women as Summit Lives, formerly known as Periscope Summits, 2016's top women in live stream. Okay. And I'm telling you guys this story to tell you this. The app, Periscope, literally, I owe them everything, is probably one of the sole reasons, other than God himself, of why I'm speaking with you today, okay? So in a 2018 world, digitalization is everything from online shopping to online learning and the most valuable online influence, all right? So there are many benefits why building an online brand is so impactful, especially if you are a speaker, a coach, an influencer, a creator, a trainer, or even an entrepreneur, all right? So right now I want to tell you guys why you see so many entrepreneurs and influencers invest so much of their time creating an online brand in order to grow their businesses and following. So benefit number 1, okay? You can build credibility and visibility, all right? So think about it like if people don't know who you are, then they're never going to reach out to you for your services, right? So you have to build some type of visibility and credibility. And so there's a saying that goes, people will only buy from you if they know, like, and trust you. So if you have credibility or clout within your market, meaning that you're known, right? You're the hub, the go-to person for your services, then your business will thrive. So benefit number 2, you create job security in an ever-changing marketplace. So I literally have seen, you guys, many people, including myself, replace their full-time income with their new influence and personal online brand. So I like to know what would be your ideal monthly income goal, okay? So if you were able to build a profitable online brand, let's take a quick poll. I want you guys to take a quick poll in the chat. So if your ideal monthly goal would be an extra, let's say $500 to $1,000 a month, go ahead and put A in the chat. If you would like to make an extra $1,000 to $3,000 a month, go ahead and put B. How about an extra $3,000 to $5,000? You can put C. And then 5 to 10, you can put D, or 10,000, which a lot of people put E. So go ahead and put that in a chat for me. What would be your ideal monthly income goal for your online brand? If you were going to create an online brand, or if you already have an online brand, and what would be your monthly income goal from that? So Kent says E. Right. Everybody would love an extra $10,000, right? I definitely did. And that's why I left my other company to work on my online brand, because I started to make $10,000 a month. So I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, I used to hear about all my friends making $1 million a year on like Instagram. And I'm like, really? Like, how is that even possible? And then once I started to generate a certain amount of income per month, just based off my personal brand alone, I was like, wow, this is legit. So definitely it's doable, you guys. So of course we'd all like to make $10,000, right? But wouldn't it be nice if you can start out making an additional $500 a month in product sales, courses, or even $3,000 to $5,000 booking a keynote speaking engagement? And I have to even say this, all of my speaking engagements that I've booked this year so far, this is my first year actually speaking professionally. And I've already booked 11 speaking engagements, and they've all come from online. I didn't contact anybody. Everybody either reached out to me because they saw my content online, they saw my podcast, they saw my video, or they've known me from the past from Periscope, okay? So what I want to show you now is benefit number 3, okay? You build a wealthy community. And what I mean by wealthy is a wealthy mindset first, okay? That leads to an increase in overall wealth, which is health, finances, confidence, relationships. And so what you have to understand is that your community, it's what's really going to drive everything for you, okay? So I want to go ahead and go back. Oh, I thought someone said something in the chat. I want to go ahead and now talk about the reasons why people tend to not want to build a personal brand. Because a lot of people are scared to build a personal brand, and it's understandable because they fear being criticized or bullied. Some people think that their story just doesn't matter, or that they have no value to offer, which just isn't true. And then other people think that they're too busy building someone else's brand that they don't have time to build theirs. Or they feel like someone else is already doing what they want to do, so there's no room for them, which just isn't true. All right. So with that being said, a personal brand in a soon-to-be 2019 world is vital. But before I dive into the content, I would like to formally introduce myself. And I know Kent did an amazing job, so I'm going to keep this short. So my name is Dupe Aleru, and I am a business branding and curriculum development coach and motivational speaker. So on a day-to-day, I do own a K-12 education company that we service students in K-12, and we provide in-home and on-site tutoring, and that company runs on its own. So my day-to-day is helping entrepreneurs start, build, and grow a profitable online brand, as well as create their premium curriculum or courses. So during my career as a curriculum developer and business coach, I've worked with school districts, government agencies, speakers, coaches, influencers, celebrities, health and wellness enthusiasts, and the list goes on. So I truly hope that there is something that I say tonight that will spark some creativity and interest for you to take immediate action to build your profitable online brand. All right, so quick housekeeping before we get started. As I said before, go ahead and have a notepad and pen handy. Turn off any distractions so you can be 100% present. And then feel free to write down any questions as we go along. That way you can ask me towards the end via Q&A, okay? So over the past few years, I've noticed that the most successful influencers and personal brands tend to follow the same roadmap to success for creating a profitable online brand. So right now, I want to walk with you that roadmap so that you can use it to create your own profitable online brand. Okay, I hope that sounds good to you guys because I'm going to dive right in. Again, if I need to slow down, feel free to let me know. I don't take offense to it. I am a fast talker, so definitely let me know if I'm going too fast. So I want to start off by telling you guys why, okay, people actually provide content. So when you think about content for your target audience, you have to understand why people provide it, okay? You're either providing it to educate someone, you're providing it to entertain, you're providing content to persuade, or you're providing content to convert, all right? So in order for you to understand how to package yourself as a brand, I came up with the 3 C's framework for building an online brand that sells. And I personally use this framework to build my own brand. And I've also seen hundreds of other influencers use something similar to grow their businesses or following. So there's 3 parts of this framework. However, tonight I will only cover part 1, which is content, okay? This is probably one of the most important C's out of the 3 C's, all right? Content. So if you're an entrepreneur, you've probably heard of Gary Vaynerchuk. We all have, right? Gary Vaynerchuk said it best: jab, 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 right hook, okay? So in other words, give, ask. Your responsibility is to provide valuable content up front to your target audience before they will ever purchase any products or services. And so I also want you to keep in mind that people learn differently. And I think this is the key. Like, this is where a lot of people go wrong. Even when I coach clients on how to build their online courses, because I have my background as a teacher, I don't know if I mentioned that, but I'm a former educator. I taught for 4 years inside a classroom, have 2 teaching credentials, and I've been in education for over 18 years. So I know how to get a learner from point A to point B, and it comes natural to me. But for some people, they don't understand that people learn differently. And one of the most significant elements to creating an online brand is understanding and formulating your content in a way that can be understood by the learner, okay? And so once you're able to do that, then that's when you can really grow a community. So think about this class, for instance. Wouldn't you get more out of it if I were to present this information visually would you get more out of it, I should say, if I were to present this visually only, right? Or perhaps via audio. Let's say I didn't have any of the slides. Or what if you guys actually can see my face? Wouldn't you agree that all of these different learning styles will give you a different experience? And it will, okay? So those are the type of things that you need to understand when you're providing your content, okay? And so I like to explain it using the VAC learning styles. They call it the VAC learning styles. It was developed in the 1920s to classify the most common ways people learn. And the 3 types is visual learners, okay? So if a visual dominant learner, they retain information when it's presented in images, charts, graphs, maps, etc. Someone who's an auditory learner prefers listening to what is being presented. All right. And this learner enjoys presentations and podcasts and lectures and so on. And a kinesthetic learner is someone who needs a physical experience. So a hands-on experience. They like to manipulate projects and lessons. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand that prior to creating your content, because it's very, very important. So in order to build a well-rounded online brand, oh, cool, Lisa. I hear someone in the background. Does someone need something, Ken?
No, you're good.
Oh, okay. So, in order to build a well-rounded online brand, I came up with my own methodology, and I say to people, you need to provide AVID content, okay? So AVID content stands for authoritative audio, video, images, and downloadable content. And so I love the word AVID because there's a program, I don't know if you guys heard of the AVID program that is in schools all across the country, K-12. But I looked up the definition of AVID, and it's having or showing a keen interest in or enthusiasm for something. So an avid reader of science fiction. So this is what you want your content to be, right? If you're devoted, if you're dedicated and enthusiastic about creating valuable content for your audience, then they will pick up on it and they will engage. All right. So I want to talk about the 5 categories to provide AVID content. I'm going to, we have about 30 more minutes, so I'm definitely going to go over it, but I think you guys can, you guys will get the idea. I'm not going to go too much in depth with it. So A stands for the first category, authoritative or written form. So as you've probably noticed online, you see people write on Facebook. So it's either in long form or short form. And some people also do this via blogs, okay? So someone is, some of the platforms that people consume the most written content are blogs. All right. Some are LinkedIn. You can find written content LinkedIn. I love reading articles and things on LinkedIn. Facebook, online publications, and Twitter, just to name a few. All right. And so when you think about the different types of authoritative content that you can create, you might want to create blogs, how-to guides, lists, case studies, newsletters, what to do and what not to do posts, as well as tweets. So these are just some examples. These are not like the only authoritative like content you can create, but these are some examples of that, okay? And the next category for avid content is audio. So audio content is another great way to provide content for your target audience. And audio content has increased in popularity over the years, and it just changes how we consume content. And so I like to think of audio content for the people who are on the go lifestyle type of feel, right? So all the people who are into running and athletics and driving and walking, those busy bees, right? They consume a lot of audio content. And so some of the platforms that you can consume these audio contents is iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and Anchor, just to name a few. All right. And some of the forms of audio content may include audiobooks. So you can create, if you love doing audio, audiobooks may be a great way for you to publish your book, interviews, okay, podcasts, or dial-in masterclasses, something like this. This provides great audio content. All right. And, oh, thanks, Kent. I just saw your notes. As far as video, so V stands for video content, okay? So that is the third category when you provide avid content. Now, there's no surprise that today's consumers are visual learners because we are living through the biggest digital revolution of our time, which has many educational institutions, including mine, and businesses changing the way they provide its content. So video is a perfect medium for brand storytelling. And video should not just educate or motivate, but it should tell a story to really captivate the person watching. And I'm a huge video person. I think my background being on television and definitely loving to be in front of the camera has definitely helped. And so when you're starting to think about the content that you're going to provide your audience, you have to think about what kind of contents you're great at, because not everyone is going to be great on video. Not everyone's going to be great on audio. Not everybody is a great writer. And so instead of doing what everybody is doing, and this is what I coach people a lot of times, they're like, oh, well, I want to live stream, but I'm scared and I can't do this. I'm like, why are you forcing yourself to do it? If it's not innate to you, if it doesn't feel natural to you, trust me, if you feel awkward doing it, you look awkward doing it. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to be 100% honest. And it's because it took me years too to realize, okay, stick with what you're great at. I'm great at writing. I'm great at speaking. I'm great at educating and teaching. I'm great at creating content. That's what I want to do. I can manage a business, but that's not what I want to do. I don't want to be behind a desk. So I'd rather hire someone to do that. And so each and every one of us has to understand what exactly that we're great at. And once you figure that out, that's when you can really build a profitable online brand, because you focus all your attention to the thing that you're most great at instead of worrying about doing the things that you're not. Okay. So with that being said, some of the platforms that provide obviously the most video content, the king of video is YouTube. Instagram is really getting up there as well. Vimeo, and then of course, Facebook, all right? And some of the video content that you can provide based on your market. So again, based on your market are how-to videos, okay? Screen capture tutorials. I don't know if any of you guys follow me on Instagram, but this has been very popular the last few weeks. I've been playing around with it, doing screen capture tutorials, and my audience loves it. They're like going crazy about it. And so you have to kind of play around with things to kind of see what your audience likes. Interviews, vlogs like day in life of, okay, behind the scenes or sneak peeks, Q&A in real time. That's my thing. I love Q&A. That's just like something that I love. Memes and GIFs, live video or chats, and then of course, webinars. All right. So I hope that is providing value for you guys. I know I'm kind of running through this, but I hope you guys are writing some stuff down. So the fourth category to providing avid content are images. So images have been, I mean, literally it's been around forever, right? Advertisement, propaganda, because it gives people a clearer picture of what is being promoted, or it can tell a story by itself. An image can tell a story by itself with little to no text. So just like video, images are able to drive massive traffic to your online social profiles or websites if it's created appropriately, okay? So getting noticed by your audience is vital for most algorithms, especially Instagram. So it's all based on high engagement. Therefore, if your images aren't attracting attention in the forms of likes, comments, or shares, you will rank lower in the search results, okay? Thus, not giving your image the maximum reach. So you wanna make sure that you have clear, high definition images, and take your time when you are posting images online. So platforms that are very big for images, of course, the beast right now of image content on social media is Instagram. And then of course, Pinterest. I'm not a Pinterest fan. I don't use Pinterest. I probably use every other social media site out there. So if you're a Pinterest person, I'm sure you have a lot of images on your platform. Now, some of the forms of images can be photographs or illustrations. I love photographs. I do photo shoots probably once a month just to have like fresh photographs. And I think like professional photos are definitely key, especially with today's market on social media, or illustrations. You can also put up memes. I'm not really a meme person, but I know a lot of people do memes. They're funny, they're engaging, infographics, quotes. I love quotes, and then as well as flyers. So now we are wrapping it up to the final category, guys, to providing avid content. And I came up with downloadable. There's probably other forms of content, but I felt like downloadable content should be included because I truly believe that if you provide content to your audience via your website or your blog or your social media channel, and your audience has access to that in perpetuity, like that is a huge win. I think like that's how you can really grow your audience, because they're going to come back for more if they have access to your content that they can have for eternity, right? So the different types of downloadable content that you can provide are videos. I would say Vimeo is a great place to put your videos where you can download them. So when I offer like mini courses on my website, when they purchase the mini course, they have a link where they can download that video, and then it comes with like a workbook. And people love that because they get to keep that forever. Also, ebooks are downloadable. Courses, some courses can be that, and planners and podcasts, etc. So providing content that can be downloaded, I think it's a huge win for your audience. So I know that when a brand gives, what I want to say is this: when you start creating your content, you build brand awareness with your community. And it's very important that, number one, you're consistent. That's the other C's that I have that I'm not going to cover tonight, but you definitely want to be consistent with it, and you definitely want to build a community. I just want to tell you guys that's the other two parts of the 3 C's, okay? Content, consistency, and community. And so when you provide content on a consistent basis, then that's how your community grows, all right? So just keep that in mind. So now I'm going to go ahead and move on to my systems. I hope you guys are ready, because I'm going to give you a quick overview of all of my tools that I currently use to pretty much automize and monetize and scale my personal brand. And I like going over this because I think it's important for people. Number one, Kent knows, if you see my videos on Facebook, my hashtag is sharing is caring. People always say, Dupe, you give away so much information. Sorry, I'm an educator at heart, okay? I'm always gonna give away a lot of information. But number two, I feel it's important to really be a leader, to really be a teacher, to really be a coach, right? You have to not give away fluff. Teach people the way you would want to be taught. Tell them exactly step by step what you use and how you use it. And that's why I like to show people my tools. That way you guys can go ahead and jumpstart your brand as well. So jumping right in, website builders. So I love building my websites myself. If I need help with a little bit of development, I have a web developer that I've been working with for 4 years. But over the time of being an entrepreneur over the last 8 years, I've just learned as a creative just to do things on my own, which I love. And so one of my favorite is WordPress. WordPress is the beast of website builders. Nothing can come close to it. However, it is complicated. And so there's other website builders like Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, and Website Builder. However, I use WordPress, okay? So if you guys don't have a website up yet and you are an entrepreneur or you want to get started in your business, I suggest that you use something like Wix or Squarespace that is very easy to set up. And then as you get going and you start growing, then you guys can upgrade to WordPress, okay? So when you look at shopping carts is an e-commerce software or a web server that allows customers to select items and purchase. And the shopping cart that I use is WooCommerce. I love WooCommerce. Again, I think it's probably the best in the market, but Samcart is creeping up there, man. I'm hearing a lot about Samcart, and I consume an insanely amount of content every day. I have to always be doing personal development as a coach and as a content creator. And I'm hearing a lot about Samcart. So definitely probably going to test them out soon. But WooCommerce is the one that I use. Okay. So those are your shopping carts. When it comes to appointment schedulers, okay, this is a software that allows businesses and professionals to manage appointments and booking, all right? And I honestly, you guys, I don't know why, because I'm super OCD and organized, but I barely started using Calendly like a few months ago. I don't even know what took me so long. It's crazy, but it's a lifesaver. Literally, all you have to do is send people the link, and they schedule what appointment based on your calendar. It syncs with your Google Calendar. It is amazing. I also use vCita. So I have another company, my education company, and that is definitely like, that website is like really well built out. And vCita is the platform that my clients pay their tuition. So they're both very good appointment schedulers. And then they also all allow you to attach a payment system to it as well. So definitely check those out. As far as social schedulers, now here's the thing. There's a lot of social media schedulers like Buffer or Hootsuite. Me personally, this is my personal opinion. I don't like to use them because I'm very, very heavily involved in my community. I respond to every comment. I respond to every like. I probably spend, a few hours at night and a few hours, like I wake up really early in the morning to get all my DMs, questions answered, and all that before I start my work. Obviously, I do my morning ritual, routine, prayer, Bible, all that stuff, workout, and then I do social media just to get it out of the way so I can focus on my work. So for me, I'm very hands-on. So I wouldn't want to use like an automated system like Hootsuite, because if it automates and it posts on my social media platform, guess what? I'm going to forget about it and I'm not going to engage. And engagement is everything for my brand. So what I like to do is I use social drafts. I don't even know if there's a name for it. I came up with social drafts. It makes sense, right? And most of you guys might be familiar with this. This is where you go in Instagram, okay? And you act like you're going to make a post, but instead of pressing share, you backspace and then you save it to your drafts. Now, Facebook allows you to do this as well. Now, I like to do this because you can put everything in the draft, your hashtags, what you want to say, your picture, your video, and then you can save it. And when you're ready to post, all you do is go back and you press share. I like to do that. And what I'll do is I will on Sunday just like create like a ton of content for the week. And then that way, when I'm busy and doing my day to day, I can just go, oh, okay, let me go ahead and post, and everything's already created. And I don't have to spend time during my work week when it's super busy creating content, okay? So the camera that I use is my iPhone 7. People ask me all the time, Dupe, what do you use to shoot your videos? iPhone 7, y'all. Nothing like fancy over here, all right? But let me give you a quick tip. What I do is I go into my settings on my iPhone. If you click on camera and you switch the record video to 4K at 30 FPS, which means 4,000 horizontal pixels at 30 frames per second. This gives you the highest resolution. And I think this is why people think like I'm using some camera, because the iPhone definitely gives you clear video footage, but you have to know that it's a space hogger. So if you don't have enough iCloud space, it's going to really hog up a lot of space. And for all of you Android users, I don't have anything for you guys. Get an iPhone. No, I'm just kidding. I love saying that because I'm like, come on, I've had an iPhone since 2007, man. I'm all about the iPhone. But I kid. So when it comes to email marketing, you guys, there is, this is where you target your consumers through emails, just in case you guys don't know. And so we call it list building. If you hear people talking about lists, I use MailChimp right now, but I'm definitely converting to ConvertKit, or I'm going to try out ActiveCampaign. I'm leaning more towards ConvertKit. So this is when your list starts to grow and you need more functionality. I'm definitely wanting to automate everything now. So MailChimp is kind of like losing its like momentum for me. So these are the other two very popular ones. Obviously, there's a handful of other ones like Infusionsoft, but I would suggest like you know what you're doing when you're using things like that, okay? And then what I would like to tell you guys next is stock images. So this is very important because if you're a creator like me who creates a lot of video content, you want to know where you can get royalty-free images, and Pixabay is my fave. Like, that is my place. However, Shutterstock, and it's spelled with one word, you guys, sorry, excuse the slides, typo. Shutterstock has a wider variety of images and videos. So Pixabay, you'll be able to find like free images. However, Shutterstock, you will pay for them, but you get to keep those images that you paid for. So then you can kind of create your own library of images. So it's a win-win either way you go. All right. So images and presentations. The presentation that you guys are looking right now, my keynote speech that I've been preparing for, that I'm presenting next month, everything that I use is from Canva. So if you give presentations, if you do webinars, you can use Canva to create a seamless, like great presentation that's branded. So the background of my slides is like my business card. I'm at my business office and I have my photographer take a picture of me typing, you know what I mean? So I like my branded content. That way, again, people can see your content and they're like, oh, I know that's Dupe Aleru's content type thing. So definitely Canva allows you to brand content, and you can create, like I said, presentations, graphics, ebooks, course slides, flyers, Instagram stories, you name it. I use pretty much Canva for everything. So if you follow me on social media and you see my social media stories and things like that, I use Canva for all of that. And then course platforms. So I'm not going to go too much in depth because I talk about this literally 24/7 all day long about courses, but the platform that I use is Thinkific. It is the best to me. I've watched every webinar. I've gone through every other course. I even did the Kajabi. Is that what it's called today? I'm just not impressed with the other platforms. That's just me personally. And so, but Teachable, Kajabi, there's a lot of other ones. People always ask me, oh, well, should I use Udemy? People have to understand, Udemy is not a course platform. It is a marketplace. So if you do use Udemy, just know that it's not a place that you create your courses. It's a place where you market and sell your courses, all right? So with that being said, next is video editor. So I edit all of my videos. However, if I have like a professional event, like a big conference, and I want it to look really clean and professional, my brother owns a video production company. He shoots for all the big brands like Google and Facebook, YouTube, you name it, Pandora. He shot for them. So I trust him and his work, and I will just send it to him and he'll edit it for me. All my company videos that are really professional, I have a professional videographer and editor as well that I use for all my education company content. Not my content. I create my personal brand. I create all my stuff. My education company, I have other people I outsource. So you definitely want to know how to outsource when you need to, or get InShot, which is an app, or iMovie, which is a software on your MacBook or your iPhone, and you can use those to edit your videos as well. Conference calls, free conference call I still use, and I'm definitely going to switch over to Zoom. I have a Zoom account, but I don't use it as much because I didn't know that I can not have the video saved to my desktop. I finally figured that out, so I'll be using Zoom now. Before, it was just taking up so much space on my laptop, and I was getting tired of seeing those messages that I had no space. So free conference call is great, as well as Zoom for conference calls and meetings, okay? And then last is calendar and file storages. So Google Drive is bae. I use Google Drive for everything. I use Google Calendar. I use Google Sheets and forms and documents. And literally the reason why, I think the majority of the reason why I use it is because I need access to my content 24/7. If I'm traveling and I didn't bring my laptop, everything's in Google Drive. If I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I just like the fact that like I can have access to it at all times. So I definitely suggest to use Drive as a backup. I pay for extra storage every month, but it's worth it because my content is not only on my laptop, it's at work, it's on my phone. Like, I have it everywhere because you just never know when you're going to need it. So I think that's very important. So there you guys have it. Those are my tools that I use to automate and monetize to grow my brand. So I really hope that that helps you guys get started, to build out some of your guys' systems. And last, I'm just going to kind of give you guys a behind the scenes of my creative schedule before I open it up to Q&A. And my behind the scenes, it's really just showing people how I create my content. And so I prepare my content the week before. This week and last week, I haven't because I'm preparing for a keynote. I just don't have, it's not priority in my weekly schedule. However, most weeks, if I have time, what I do is I will create all my content after church on Sundays. It's like my little routine. And for me, it helps me out a lot because I create anywhere between 10 to 12 pieces for the entire week. So that's video content, that is images, that is images that have word text over it. You guys kind of get the flow, right? You guys see this kind of stuff on social media. And I do it all in one day because it's just easier. And so this is an example of what my calendar will look like. I will literally have like when I post on my Instagram stories. And again, if I have a busy week, like if I'm speaking and I have just too many coaching clients, like posting on Instagram or social media is just not priority. It is because it helps you grow, and that's how I build my business and make money. However, that is just going to be the last thing. So, but if you're organized like this, you'll ensure that you post every day. So in the mornings, after I do my whole morning ritual meditation, I post on IG in stories, and my audience is used to it. They're used to seeing a Bible verse and a quote and my motivation of the day and any updates on any keynotes or where I'll be. Like, they're used to all that. So I try to post that every day. Then what I do is I'll write out on my calendar the days that I'm going to write out my scripts and then the days that I'm going to film the videos, right? And I'll film like 3 to 4 videos all in one like setting. Like, usually takes me about 20 minutes. Again, it's all about routine. Like when I first started, it took me forever to create content. Now it's like, boom, I can go shoot 3, 4 videos in like 20 minutes and then I call it a day. And that can be the 3 or 4 videos that I use for the entire week. I have when I'm going to post on Instagram, when I'm going to promote my podcast. Over here, like when I post on IG. And again, this is based on my analytics. So you have to go into your Instagram account or your Facebook account and see when the most highest time of day your audience is on, and that's when you're going to post. So this is kind of an example of when my audience is on, and these are the times that I post. And then when I go live on Facebook, if I have time, which, gosh, I haven't done that in like a few months. But, and then when I have my podcast every Wednesday night on Facebook. So this is just an example of how you can get structured and organized. This is what I show my coaching clients. And the more organized you are, the more consistent you're going to be, the more you're going to be able to grow your community. And then the more you're going to be able to, you're going to have a bigger probability of like generating revenue from that. So you really have to be consistent. I think a lot of my coaching clients, they're like, oh, I haven't monetized. I haven't done this. And my first question is, okay, do you go live? No. Do you post content every day? Well, no. And I'm just like, well, how do you expect to like monetize your social media? Do you communicate with people in the DMs? No. And so these are the things that you have to be like aware of in order to really monetize online, on social media, I should say. So with that being said, let me make sure I'm looking at my notes to make sure that I got everything for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick recap, and then we're going to open it up to Q&A. So today, you guys, as I promised, I told you guys about all the entrepreneurs and influencers, why they invest so much time to build their online brand in order to grow their business and some following. I also gave you part 1 of the 3 C's framework that I've personally found for creating a profitable online brand. And I've seen hundreds of other influencers use a similar system. I also gave you all of my tools and systems and softwares that I personally use to automate and monetize my personal brand. that allows me to coach full-time and now speak full-time this year. Again, like I said, this is my first year speaking full-time and coaching full-time. I was dabbling in it for years, and I finally just said enough's enough. Like, I've never been an average person. And I was like, you know what? I want to be the greatest. I want to be the best. In order to do that, I was like, I got to leave. If I have to leave my company that I've built for 8 years, I will do that in order to do what I truly love. And so I hope that this class inspired you guys to go all in. I'm all about going all in into whatever it is you want to do. If you're not a content creator, I apologize if this broadcast is not for you. But if you are someone who can use social media or even just having a website to build your personal brand or even build your business, then definitely use some of my tools and systems to get started right away. And then, of course, I also showed you guys the behind the scenes of my weekly schedule that you guys can create something similar as well. So that was a lot of content. I know that was a lot, but I got it in with 10 minutes to spare. So Kent, are you there? I'm going to go ahead and minimize that so anybody can ask me any questions if they like.
I am here, and I think you have the record for doing a whole presentation the fastest.
I know.
Most everybody goes over, and so everybody's used to that. So, but that's all good.
I'm a speedy when it comes to it. It's a lot of content, I know.
Trust me, guys, this is Dupe live and raw. This is how she is. This is how, when you meet her, she's the same way as she is right now. Fast, quick, get to the point. Like, that's why everybody loves her.
I don't waste any time, you guys. I really don't. But more importantly, it's like if you guys see my videos on Facebook, people are always like, how do you get so much content in 60 seconds? I do talk really fast, but I do get right to the point. So no fluff, all content.
That is true. That is true. So you want to take some questions?
Yeah. I mean, let me see if I can open it up. Actually, I didn't open it up.
Just you can.
Okay. Awesome. So
stop sharing her. Then they can see you.
Hold on. Let me see. Okay. I think I'm enjoying the audio. Nice change. You can go as long as you need. This is how I booked you. Pay for the call. Yes. Love Google Drive. Yes, Jennifer. Google Drive is amazing, right? Totally inspired. Thank you, Quinn. Did you get certification for coaching? Nope. I never even, no Toastmasters, no nothing. It's just pure 18 years, former classroom teacher, former reporter, just my background experiences, I guess. If so, who did you get your certification? Amazing women. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. I still have a lot to learn, you guys. I'm not like this pro yet. I wouldn't consider myself that. I know there's a lot that I have to learn when it comes to speaking, slowing down, not saying there's a lot of things. But like I tell people, and I like to tell my people that I coach, it's about really just being confident and doing it your way. I don't really feel like there's a right way or wrong way. So just kind of be you and go with that. I would never ever go over. I don't understand that. What does that mean, Terry?
That's just Terry saying that he would be like you. He'd be on time.
He would be in on time?
Well, no, he'd just finish the call on time.
Oh, got you. Awesome. Great information. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Thanks, Terry. I appreciate you. Awesome. Thanks, Jennifer. I am actually joking. Oh, okay. So does anyone have any questions? You have given so much content that I have paid a lot to get. I know.
I think Kimberly does. She's got like pages of notes, I think. And she's, I'm going to unmute her so she can actually talk.
Yeah, Kimberly, feel free to talk.
Thanks, Kent, for putting me on the spot. Yes.
That's right.
I write very fast.
Awesome.
You talk very fast, but I think I got quite a bit of your nuggets of information here. So thank you. I'm just getting started in this world. And so this is just great, just super information. I'm kind of overwhelmed. I really don't know like what question to ask you. I really don't know. So for someone like me who's just getting started in this world, I kind of just dabble in a little bit of the social media and stuff, but I would like to dive into this. Where do you think a good place for me to start? I'm just kind of building my audience, just kind of dabbling. What kind of advice would you give me to start now?
Yeah, so my first question would be, what platform do you use the most consistently? Like, where is your audience?
So I kind of have Facebook and Instagram kind of going.
Okay. No, I love both of the platforms. They're both very different, even though they're owned by the same company. But I would say, or CEO, but I would say, yeah, I mean, I'm very strategic with what I post and when I post. And so you have to pay attention to your audience. Facebook for me is kind of similar to LinkedIn, where a lot of professionals are there, right? And so every Facebook Live, every video or still post, whatever I post is strategic, knowing that I know who's in my circle of friends, right? My 5,000 friends on Facebook, I know a good majority of them. So again, you have to be strategic. And I don't post things like, hey, going out with friends, or I'm doing that. You know what I mean? So it's a business. Like, I use all my social channels as a business. There's not one channel that I have that I use for personal use. And so when I say that, it's because I have been booked by just someone watching a 60-second video. And so if you're strategic in what you post and you're attracting those right decision makers, right, then I think you'll start to kind of say, oh, okay, I'm getting you. Because this is what people don't understand. And one of my mentors, his name is Trent Shelton. He's a well-known motivational speaker. I don't know if you guys know him. But he said something one time that I will always remember. He said there's a conference that was watching him, or an organization that watched him for 3 years before they reached out to him. 3 years. And they finally reached out to him and asked him to speak. And they told them, we've been watching you. Because people want to understand and know that you're consistent, right? I've been booked, and the first thing people say was, oh man, I watched your video and I loved it. Or someone asks me to host an event, and the first thing they say is, oh my goodness, I love your video content. But these people rarely, if I don't remember ever liking a post or commenting on anything. So you don't even know that they're there yet. Boom. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be strategic, knowing that it doesn't matter if people are liking. It really doesn't matter if people are engaging. It doesn't matter if, you have the most likes or views, because you just never know. It takes one person to reach out to you, and they can change your entire business. So it's all about consistency. Don't focus so much on the views and likes. I know on my Instagram account, I don't have a lot of followers. I have about 7,000. I'm creeping up to 7,000. But I know that I make a lot more money on social media than some of my friends who have like 100,000 followers. You get what I'm saying? So I think a lot of times people get discouraged based on like numbers and likes. Don't get caught up in that. I would say just focus on the value that you provide your community, and it will pay off.
Oh, perfect. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Does anyone else have any questions? Of course, Debbie, you're so welcome. Thank you, Cindy. I appreciate that.
Sorry, I was unmuted. Looks like Melissa has her hand up, and she's on her phone, so let me unmute her. Are you there, Melissa? Melissa?
Talking to me?
Yeah. You raised your hand? Oh, wait.
Are you talking to me, Chuck?
Let's see here. Actually, you know what? I think that's, let me mute that. That's Angel. Sorry. Angel, are you there?
Yes, I am. I'm sorry, I'm driving, so I can't type. I wanted to ask you, as far as your followers and things like that on social media, how did you gain those followers? Do you just post and eventually they find you, or how do you go about letting people know that you're there?
No, that's a really great question. Like, that story that I told you guys in the beginning about Periscope, that really jump-started my personal brand career. When I was on Periscope and it started to kind of die out a little bit, I took a break because I wanted to focus on my education company. I solidified a few huge contracts that I really needed to focus on. By the time I came back, it kind of fizzled. And so I was like, okay, what's hot right now? Instagram was becoming really hot. So then I went to Instagram and people just really found me. Everybody just kind of shifted over. And then I built from there. What really happened was I built fast and then it kind of just stopped. Last January of, we're 2018, right? So it was January 2016. I went from like 2,000 to like 6,000 like in a couple months. And then it just kind of like died because I wasn't posting as much. I got busy, health challenges, all that stuff. And then just recently, again, within the last 2 months, I've been focused on building it. And I've gained quite a lot of followers in the last like few months, but it's about consistency. So people underestimate the amount of content you have to post daily. It's literally like 2 to 3 times a day, every day, 7 days a week. And that's how you're able to kind of grow, using the appropriate hashtags that's based on your products and services, allowing people to find you. And really, it is about value. You provide value, people are loyal, people share. It was what, last week or 2 weeks ago? I was excited. Someone shared one of my videos, and the lady had like 1.2 million followers. And I woke up in the morning, there's like 100 new followers. And I'm like, wait, how did they get all these followers? I hope someone didn't hack my account. Like, I started freaking out thinking someone hacked my account. And then I saw that someone shared my video, and I went on her page, saw how many followers she had. And my video was only up for a few hours, and it had like over 20,000 views. And so over a week, I literally went from just 2 weeks ago, I think I had like 6,200 followers. I'm like, what, 10 or 15 away from 7,000. And it was just that little boost that kind of like spiked the algorithm. And then like every day, just more followers and more followers. So again, like people share your content, people find you. And if someone starts sharing your stuff, that really helps build that momentum.
Okay, that's awesome. Now, did I understand correctly that you also do coaching for people like us that want to learn?
Yes. So I do business and branding coaching. So I help entrepreneurs start, build, or grow their business. I coach other coaches as well, which I love. But and then I do curriculum and course development as well.
Okay. And I'm sorry, because I can't write the notes and everything, but I know that you have this recorded. Is this going to be posted on the Warrior?
Yep, it'll be on the YouTube channel.
On
YouTube. Okay.
I'm going to put it's not my Calendly. I can't even remember my link. I'm going to put my link on the chat. So you guys, if anybody wants like further questions, you guys can just schedule a chat with me, and we can chat it up too.
Okay, excellent. I was going to ask you how to reach out to you.
Yeah, and if you ever need to get a hold of her, you can always reach me as well.
And my social media, you guys, is at Dupe Aleru. So it's my first name and last name, DUPE, last name ALERU, on all social channels. So you can find me on Instagram, on Facebook, and kind of just keep an eye on like the content and mimic. Like my hashtag is sharing is caring. I don't care. People copy what I do all the time. So like just see what I do just to get started and kind of do something similar that matches your brand or your content just to get going. But I'll be more than happy to assist anyone, give you guys tips or ideas. So definitely reach out.
Great. Well, thank you so much. You're very inspiring.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Okay, so we do have a question from Jennifer Russell. I'm going to unmute her, so she's got some good questions. Go ahead, Jennifer.
So my question would be for speaking engagements. How did you get started speaking when you knew you wanted to speak?
I started on Periscope. So I started live streaming, and that got me comfortable on camera. It was kind of weird at first, like knowing that people were watching you. And from live streaming, I am an educator. I do own like you guys know, I own an education company. And I develop curriculum for our local school districts here in LA. And so my curriculums are on the campuses of a few high schools and middle schools. So I was just used to going in and speaking to the kids. I would always do a talk before I would launch my program. That kind of got me started. And I hired a coach literally for a month, and he looked at me and he was just like, you have everything that most speakers would die for. You have an education company, a brick and mortar, you have access to kids, like you have all this stuff, you're not utilizing it. And once he kind of put things in perspective, I was like, oh man, like I started reaching out to the schools. Can I come and speak? And I did that last year. And then finally in January of 2018, I was like, enough's enough. Like if I'm going to do this, it has to be now. And so I just made that plunge, and I'm learning from the best. I'm going to seminars and workshops. And one thing that really helped me is it's about your morning rituals. What do you do each and every day? I don't go a day without watching someone, whether it's Gary Vaynerchuk or Tony Robbins or Trent or Eric Thomas. It can be anyone, Zig Ziglar. Like, I'm watching someone's video to see how they speak on stage, to see how they put their word. You know what I mean? Like, I'm always learning. More importantly, I told someone this the other day, which most people might not think of this. I watch comedians. I watch, Dave Chappelle, like people like that who can memorize, their entire script and they can entertain while they're speaking is huge. So it's really about like taking in that content and finding your own style. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, it does. Thank you so much. You share a passion of mine, which is I homeschooled for 4 years. So that was pretty awesome. And I live with a wonderful boy who is memorizes things like, I don't know what, and can entertain and have fun. He's going to be just something great one day, but he has a memory to, oh my goodness, like I hope to be like him one day.
You know what? It takes practice because it is hard. Even me having to remember an hour keynote is like, obviously most of the stuff, when you were talking about your life story or when you're talking about a subject that you're an expert in, it's easy, right? It's people only fumble and fail when they're trying to be someone they're not, right? And
right.
So, but at the end of the day, it still is hard to have everything in your memory, but it's practice. It's like how I had to tell myself, how bad do you want it? And I'm like,
right.
that. So then I clear my schedules and I'm like, this is what I'm going to focus on. So just practice. And I'm still beginning. Like, I don't consider myself a pro when it comes to the speaking world yet. I'm blessed to get these opportunities, but take every opportunity that you can. And what I would say too is me having a weekly podcast helps, because if you're speaking every week, regardless if it's live, if it's on your podcast, if someone else is interviewing you, you're always getting that practice in, right? So don't go weeks or days without having an opportunity to speak. I think that's what's really important.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you guys for asking such amazing questions. And thank you, Dupe, for coming on here and just sharing the content. And guys, listen, the nuggets she gave you is straight on great information. I use half those tools and I'm a Droid user. So, but there's so many great free tools, and like when I booked Dupe to come and speak, I used Calendly I just sent her my link and said, hey, pick the day that works best for you so we can have you as a guest speaker. She went in there and said, done. I just went in and looked what day. I was like, sweet. That's how simple some of these tools are. This is the tools that she uses, I use, that you can use to grow not only your business, but your demographic and ways people can get in touch and reach out to you. So she is right on key with a lot of these tools. There's so many amazing ones. I think I shared one of my royalty-free photos with Dupe while she was talking. I sent her a little Facebook message saying, hey, here's one. It's called Unsplash, which is awesome. And it's great for iPhone users because they have an app. Unfortunately, they don't have it for the Droid, but these are some cool things. Hey, Dupe, before you go, I like to ask all our speakers one specific thing. We have a success vault, and it's where all the speakers that have come have donated a tool, a coaching, their book, whatever they have. They've donated into the success vault. And at the end of the year, somebody is going to win that success vault, those tools, to have success in their business. And I was just going to ask you, would you be willing to donate to the success vault?
Of course. This is what you were talking about. Sorry. This week was crazy. So when you were talking about this, I didn't understand it, but now I understand what you're talking about. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I can donate like a 1-hour coaching session with someone.
Hey, do you guys like that? Oh my gosh, they're all doing thumbs up, doing the woo.
So yeah, like a 1-hour coaching session in business development and branding. So yeah.
You know what? Even Lisa is stumped. She's like speechless. She's so amazed by that she's not even talking, which is rare. So, you know, I think they are super excited about that.
If I had glasses on, I would adjust my glasses, but I can't find my glasses to adjust.
So no, thank you, Dupe. I'll put that in the vault. So I will definitely let you know who won that. So guys, look, we just got you. Whoever's going to win the Success Vault is going to get 1 hour coaching with Dupe. All right, that's awesome. I don't even get an hour with her. I might get like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, because boom, she's like that. She's in and out, gone. She's always learning, and she's speaking the truth. Like I saw her at a speaking event. She was there to learn how to be a better speaker with all these other great speakers, and she was just focused the whole time, taking tons of notes and just learning. And that's what it is. You just got to be like a parachute. You have to be open. You have to be willing to learn, and then take these tools, the information, and use it to make yourself better, to make your businesses better. And, you know, like Terry was saying, it's all about the personal connections. You know, Dupe takes time to answer the Instagrams or the Facebook message and stuff like that, because she wants them to know that she's real. She's not automated. She's there for them, and people respect that and they honor that. So awesome. Thank you so much, Dupe. Anything else you want to say before we all head on out for the evening?
No, this was fun. I appreciate you guys having me on, and I'm glad it was helpful. I'm happy that it all worked out. I didn't know if it would fit with what you guys wanted. So I'm happy that you guys are happy. That's all.
Awesome. Well, I know everybody enjoyed your talk. I know you are busy, but I know we would love to have you back in the future to come back and share some new things that you've learned, share some new tools that you're using, and maybe a couple other information that you didn't get to share tonight.
Yeah, of course. I would love to. Just let me know.
Awesome. I look forward to it. So there you go, guys. We had Dupe Aleru, and she basically shared all her nuggets of wisdom with you guys. I hope you guys took notes fast and furious, like some of you did. I know some of you got multiple pages, but I'm super excited that you guys are here. Thank you, Dupe, for coming.
You're welcome. Thanks.
And we will, if anybody wants to reach out to her, feel free to reach out to me if you did not get her information, because I will make sure that you're connected with her, because she is there to help coach, train, and help you guys be better at branding yourself online. And she does an amazing job. If you're not following her, I would follow her on Facebook, Instagram, or anywhere else. All right. So awesome. Thanks, everybody. And we'll see you guys next week on the Warrior Leadership Training. We have Matt Brawning, who is an NLP trainer and coach, has podcasts. This guy speaks all over the world, was a millionaire at the age of 25. So I'm bringing different people, different brands, different things for you guys to learn and grasp. So I hope you guys are going to grab your hats, grab your pens, grab your paper. I hope you feel that this is some value for you so that you can share with others who we bring to the table. I'm looking forward to having Matt on here. He's just an amazing guy. And if you guys need, I know Lisa likes to research these people before they get on the calls. I'm going to give you his, it's Matt, it's M-A-T-T, Brawning, B-R-A-U-N-I-N-G. All right. And he runs evolutionseminars.com. All right. And like I said, self-made millionaire by the time he was 25 years old. All right. And just listen to this. Some of his clients are like USA Bank, McAfee Antivirus, New York Life, Keller Williams, all right? That's just a few to name them. So I'm just letting you know, do your research, Lisa, like I know you will. All right, and go out there and have an amazing weekend. Enjoy your time with your family and friends, and I hope you got some good nuggets. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you later.